Lily was walking down the street deep in thought. What now? Everything she had dreamed about, everything she had planned had just fallen apart. And all because she didn't listen to Mrs. Green, her caregiver. Mrs. Green had warned her, "Lily, of course you can try. But you must understand, life isn't fair. A top finance university is more likely to accept someone who can't even add 2 and 2, as long as their parents are rich." Back then, Lily didn't believe her. It can't be that bad, she had thought. She was amazing at math, so good that by 6th grade, her teacher had given up, saying she didn't need to attend anymore. But Lily kept going anyway. She loved numbers. She kept learning, studying university-level material. Nothing in the world seemed more exciting to her than math. Today, the results were posted. Lily had been sure she would be accepted. But her name wasn't on the list. Instead, she saw the name of a girl who had done nothing during the exam. Lily had seen her with her own eyes, slipping a bank card into her test booklet. There was a phone number and a small dollar sign written beside it. Lily quickly calculated the amount in their local currency and nearly fainted. How could she ever compete with that kind of genius? She stood there staring at the list, frozen. About to cry when someone behind her laughed and said, "Look at that poor thing searching for her name. What a fool!" Lily turned and ran. She knew they meant her. She kept walking, not knowing where she was going. She needed a job, fast. Her money would only last a week. At least she had a tiny room in a shared apartment. They had given it to her temporarily since she was an orphan. But she had heard many stories where temporary became forever. Still, she didn't give up. Her neighbors were kind, and old Grandma Betty sometimes shared food with her. She sat on a bench outside a fancy building, probably a bank. Her head was full of noise. She was tired. She was hungry. And she felt like crying. Suddenly, the doors of the bank burst open and a woman stormed out, shouting, "Who needs you people anyway? I'll find a job 10 times better," the woman yelled. She walked over and dropped down beside Lily. Ugh. The way they act like they're kings and queens just because they have rich clients. Lily then noticed the woman was drunk. She was mumbling to herself. From her words, Lily learned that she had been a cleaner there. She'd worked 3 months and was now fired just because of her smell. After the woman left, a strange idea came to Lily's mind. She stood up and walked toward the bank. What if... She went to the entrance and told the security guard. She was there about the cleaner job. He took her straight to an office where a woman sat behind a desk. "How did you find out about the job?" "We posted it only 15 minutes ago." Lily told her about the lady she had met outside. "Ah, that must have been Mrs. Simmons. We warned her twice." But she wouldn't change. The woman sighed. "Can you mop floors?" "I can do anything," Lily said. "I don't have a choice." "All right then. You're hired. On a trial basis?" Lily nearly clapped her hands from joy. They showed her around the building and she got straight to work. She cleaned everything carefully. Honestly, she felt like yelling at Mrs. Simmons for the mess she had left behind. After 2 weeks, Lily found out the bank was pretty new. The owner was only about 30 but was away on business. The woman who had hired her was his assistant, Ms. Adams. Lily also learned that the pay here was high, and everyone held on tightly to their jobs. 2 months passed before Lily finally saw the owner. The whole bank went into chaos when he arrived. People suddenly became super busy. Lily found it funny. Deep down, she wished she could be like those employees who handled the numbers and made the bank money. The owner, Mr. Michael Spencer, turned out to be young and very handsome. just like the prince Lily had always dreamed of. But she shook that silly thought away. Who was he? And who was she? Just a poor cleaner. She picked up her mop and went back to work. Lily coming for lunch? Someone called. It was Natalie, the receptionist. She worked in the front hall, helping clients and guiding them to the right counters. She was kind, and one of the first people who had talked to Lily kindly. No, Nat, Lily smiled. I brought pancakes with cottage cheese today. She pointed to a small table in her supply room. Want to eat with me? I made enough. Natalie paused, then laughed. How can I say no to your pancakes? As they ate together, Natalie looked serious. Have you thought about where you'll go next? Lily stopped chewing. Why? I plan to stay here till I apply for university again next year. Natalie's eyes widened. You really don't know, do you? Know what? Lily asked, confused. Natalie leaned in and lowered her voice. Everyone's whispering about it. Mr. Spencer hasn't been himself lately. They say the bank might go bankrupt. That means we'll all be looking for jobs very soon. What? That can't be true. Everything seemed fine. It's complicated. Someone told him to invest the bank's money somewhere risky, and he lost it. People say only a miracle can save the bank now. A miracle? Lily whispered. What kind of miracle? Lily, I don't know. Miracles don't really happen. But Mrs. Parker said we need something very precise, like a jeweler's. Exact math, to stay alive for 3 more months. After that, an insurance payment is supposed to come. But if we don't survive until then, the bank will collapse. And we don't have anyone to do that kind of math. We never hired specialists. Lily felt crushed. She would never find a job with such a good salary again. Natalie had already left, but Lily sat there lost in thought. Later that evening, after everyone had gone home, Lily began mopping the floors. She always cleaned the boss's office last. He usually stayed late. But when she walked in, she found Michael Spencer asleep at his desk, his head resting on his arms. Papers and folders were scattered everywhere, including the so-called rescue plan. Lily looked at the papers. What's this? Her eyes scanned the numbers quickly. She frowned. Why was everyone panicking? With these numbers, things could still be saved. This was interesting. She jumped when she noticed Michael was awake, watching her. I'm sorry, she whispered. What did you see? He asked. She couldn't tell if he was joking or being serious. His sharp hazel eyes stared into hers. But Lily had grown up in an orphanage. She wasn't easily scared. A lot, she said confidently. Here, for example. She pointed at the papers and started explaining. At first, he just listened, but soon he leaned closer. In 5 minutes, he was firing questions. Lily answered all of them without hesitation. 20 minutes later, Lily realized how much she had talked. Oh, I'll finish cleaning in the morning. But Michael wasn't paying attention anymore. He was deep into the numbers. At the door, Lily paused and looked back. Too bad we're from different worlds, she thought. Then she quietly walked out. The next morning, as Lily was changing in her tiny room, Mrs. Parker burst in. Lily! She jumped. What happened? Our quiet little mouse went into the boss's office. Everyone's there now. Lily froze. Why? What's going on? Come see for yourself. Nervously, Lily followed her down the hall. Why didn't you ever say you were so good with finance? Mrs. Parker asked. What? I'm not good with finance. Mrs. Parker gave her a look. Well, Mr. Spencer told a very different story. It's just numbers, Lily replied. It's not about banking. When you take the bank away, it's just a math puzzle. Mrs. Parker shook her head and opened the door. Lily's heart pounded. Michael looked straight at her. The room was full of people, strangers. She had never cleaned during working hours, so she didn't know them. "Come in, Lily, don't be shy," Michael said. Easy for him to say. Still, she walked in and sat in the chair he pulled out for her. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, "last night this amazing young woman solved in minutes what we've been trying to fix for a whole week. I don't know how we missed it, but you've seen the results." He turned to her. "Lily, what's your education background?" She shrugged. "I finished high school. I passed the university entrance exams, but didn't get in." Michael studied her. "You're 20, 21. I started school at 9, after I entered the orphanage." "You did all this without formal training?" "I just see numbers," she said softly. "It's like a puzzle to me." One man at the table scoffed. "This is ridiculous. A janitor saving the bank? I'm not supporting this." Michael's voice turned cold. "Sit down. Your department failed this task." The man turned red and sat down. Lily smiled slightly. "I'll need to see everything first. I can't solve problems I don't understand." For the next 2 months, Lily spent most of her time in Michael's office. Between calculations, they talked about everything. Michael wasn't just smart, he was funny, kind, and thoughtful. He asked about her past and dreams, and she answered honestly. Then, one night, he got the call. The insurance money had come through. He jumped up, grabbed Lily, and spun her around. "Lily, we did it! We're saved!" She smiled, but her heart ached. She was happy for him. But this meant it was all over. No more long evenings. No more time together. "Dinner? A restaurant?" he asked. "No," she replied. "We've been inside too long. Let's have a picnic." 1 hour later, Michael was lighting a small fire beside the river. Lily sliced vegetables, laughing with him in the soft night breeze. That night was the most beautiful of Lily's life. She had no regrets. 2 days passed. She waited, hoping Michael would call. But he didn't. Of course, she told herself, he was the owner of a bank. And she was just a cleaner. On Monday, Mrs. Parker met her at work, but wouldn't meet her eyes. "You're being let go," she said softly. "Mr. Spencer fired you." Lily was stunned. "Why? What did I do?" "We don't know," Mrs. Parker said. "He signed the order this morning. I tried to ask him, but he shouted at me." Lily stood tall. Fine. If that's how it was, she'd leave. Minutes later, Michael came out of his office and walked to Mrs. Parker. "Did she get her severance?" "Where is she?" Mrs. Parker's eyes blazed. "She's probably looking for a job. Or crying. You can fire me too if you want." "But what you did to her was wrong." Michael grinned. "Mrs. Parker, I adore you." He kissed her cheek and ran out the door. Lily was almost home when a black SUV blocked her path. Michael jumped out, holding a bouquet of flowers. "You fired me just so I could go study?" she asked, crossing her arms. "I forgot to tell you, you're officially enrolled in the finance university. The dean is an old client of mine." "Are you serious?" Michael looked around. "Do you see anyone else standing here?" Lily laughed and playfully punched his arm. "I was so mad at you." 2 months later, New Year's was approaching. The office still watched Michael with curiosity. But party plans were in full swing. Everyone was seated in the best restaurant in town. The only person missing was the boss, and based on the 2 chairs at the head table, he wasn't arriving alone. When he finally walked in, everyone gasped. A stunning woman in a silver gown walked beside him. Her heels clicked on the floor. Her hair was up, her makeup perfect. Not his usual date. And she looked familiar. Mrs. Parker gasped. Lily? The whole room exploded in cheers. Everyone rushed to hug her, even pushing Michael aside. He just smiled proudly. When things calmed, he raised his glass. I want you to meet my fiancée. We're getting married in 3 weeks, and you're all invited. He smirked. I've heard your whispers the last 2 months. Don't worry, I'm not mad. I'm glad I work with real people, not robots. He turned to Lily. She's studying now. No more mopping floors. Someone shouted, To love! Lily turned to her future husband, her eyes full of light and joy. Thank you for watching until the end. If you liked this story, please give it a thumbs up. Take care.